What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Prime Moment Lineker. Overall, I'm really happy with this card. Looking at his SBC before we get into anything, it's around about 900 to 920k on both consoles. You don't need an icon for him, which is always fantastic. However, you do need quite a few informs. So you need at least, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 informs. You need 2 informs in pretty much every single squad. Obviously, the 2 informs in the world class, the bronze, silver. So I think in total, it's obviously going to cost you around about 9 to 920. You get around about 280, 282k worth of packs back. So at least, what's that, a quarter-ish? A quarter of it almost back. So that's actually really nice. In fact, no, it's a third of it almost. So that's really decent to get the packs back. Obviously, like I said, no icon, which is fantastic. And all you need to do is an 83, 84, 85, 86, and 87 rated squad. So pretty standard. Obviously, the informs do up the price a little bit. And in the market at this moment in time, everything is a little bit more expensive. So I could see when the market drops, probably going down at least 100 to 200k. Just because obviously 84s plus are absolutely extortionate at the minute. There's no promos, there's no nothing, so that's what's driving that market up. Once Team of the Season comes around, obviously there is going to be the Team of the Seasons that you can choose, but this SBC will drop dramatically, I think, because the market will crash, everything will come down, and then these sort of SBCs with no icons will definitely really have an impact, which is always nice. So SBC for me is pretty bang on. And to be honest, the overall review of this card was very nice, knowing that he actually is worth this amount of money. He seems to be a really OP card. Obviously, some of the stats on him that we'll get into are phenomenal in this card as well. Looking at the market price of Lineker, he's around about 1.2 to 1.3 mil, depending on which console you're on. Xbox is looking a bit cheaper for Lineker compared to some of the Prime Moments. So let's get into the basic information. We'll then look at the attributes and what's good. We'll look at some chem styles of what kind of works, kind of doesn't work, and then we'll get into what's good, what's bad, and the overall review. But first, if you are enjoying these and like to see more, and if you're new around here, make sure you like and subscribe. It means the hell of amount to me, and we'll get into it. So, basic information on Lineker. We're looking at a 3-star skiller with a 4-star weak foot. Very nice already. Skill moves can be a little bit of a down point to him. Obviously, he has got, it's very basic, necessarily not a 2-star skiller, which means he is very basic with practically all he can do is kind of fake shots. But with the 3, you've kind of got a little bit of element with him, but not too much. It would have been nice to have him as a 4-star, and I think really he would be very effective. Then we've got 5'10", so a decent height for a striker, high attacking work rate and low defensive. That is bang on for me. And then we get into the stats. So 90 pace, phenomenal. Really nice to see him with that high pace. Obviously you can increase it, but to be honest, I think you kind of want to wait a little bit and just see what other chem styles there is. He has 92 acceleration and 89 sprint speed, which again, really nice to see. 88 dribbling, again another very high stat for him. 85 agility, 82 balance, 95 reactions and 91 ball control. Then he also has 86 dribbling and 89 composure. So a real key area to see that he's very comfortable bringing the ball forward, having the ball at his feet, and then running with it basically. This is where I think the 4-star skill moves would come into very nice hand, because he'd be able to do a hell of a lot more with the ball, obviously skill move wise, obviously that's what I'm talking about. But if you get my drift, he carries the ball nice. It would always nice to have that little extra option. But the 3-star's not terrible. Obviously some people can't do the 4 or 5-star skills and just tend to run and pass and stuff like that, so it's still effective even without them. He has 89 head and accuracy, which he scored an absolute crap loads of heads for me. Being only 5'10", he has got 80 jumping as well, which again isn't fantastic in general compared to some of the others. It's still on that kind of upper level compared to bog average, so I'm really happy with that. 87 stamina, perfect. Don't really need too much more, to be honest. 80 strength, which again is always comes in handy. He is quite good at getting the ball back as well, which I very much like. Then he's got 85 short pass, which is pretty much the only passing stat I would like to highlight. And then we have the beast of shooting. 99 attacking positioning and finishing, 92 shot power, 90 long shots and 96 volleys. That is an outstanding shooting for such a low rated Prime Moment card. He's not the 94, 95, 96 or even all the way up to the 99. He's a 93 card that costs what, 900k. probably the most worth striker prime moment wise that I've seen so far, and I was really happy with it. Very, very good. He actually even outshone Ronaldo at some stages. Obviously Ronaldo for me is more of a game changer in that aspect, but when it comes to Lineker, if you give him the ball anywhere near the goal and you try and take a shot, if you've got the right kind of mentality on the shot, if you've got the finesse correct, if you've got the low driven correct, if you choose it, I'm trying to word that a bit wrong. If you basically choose the right shot at the right time, more than likely it's going in. He's got a fantastic shot on him and really has a good conversion rate, which I very much respected. And this card in general, when it starts to drop in price, I'm looking at doing it. I really am. I think for me, Shearer was good for this price, and same with like the Van Basten, the Kluivert, very good for their price. But I think Lineker's definitely blew them out the water for me. Really good turnaround for a 900k card. Really happy with him. I think he definitely outshines a lot of strikers in this game, and obviously with the English link as well, if you've got players like Rashford or someone possibly in the BPL, when it goes to that sort of level, you could even put him as CDM and get him linked with, say, Walker. I know he's a very meta right back at the moment in time, and then link him that way, and then you could have other different kind of combinations into your team. That for me is a really nice link card as well. Obviously England doesn't have a huge amount of high rated meta players, bar from a very few amount, so for me this card is very nice in general. So chem styles, what am I looking at? Realistically, shooting doesn't necessarily need to be touched for me. Personally, it is a preference now. I think with this card, you could either go for the Hawk, and if you want to get the shooting up, I think personally that is a waste. You'd only get the shooting up by 1, and I just don't think it's worth doing that, because the only thing you increase realistically with any sort of kind of relevance is shot power by 7. Don't really find that too much effective with him. Personally, I'd be looking at possibly doing maybe an engine or something along the lines to get his overall stats up. You'd get 95 pace, 95 dribbling, 80 passing, and then you'd also get a +1 onto his physicality. That for me is a lot more effective than trying to kind of boost that shooting up for no reason. You could, if you really wanted to, could use a finisher. It'd get the shooting to 99 and the physical to 83, but I think then you lack the other side. I think you're looking more passing / dribbling and potentially physical in that sort of element. Realistically, I'm just trying to find the one that I want. You could even, no, I don't think you'd even want to go powerhouse, to be honest. I just don't think it's really going to have any relevance. Personally, actually a good one that I've not actually tried, but I've just kind of clicked on it and saw. Architect, 85 passing, 85 physical, gives you 85 jumping, 90 strength, gives his short pass to 95 and his vision to 83. Personally, that is a nice choice right there. You could either go artist as well and get 96 dribbling and 83 passing. They're all options. I think more than likely you want to look at the passing, the dribbling and the physical for me. They're the ones that are going to benefit more from going up. So for me, I'm going to go with either architect or artist. I think them two are definitely the standout choices in my opinion. So what's good and what is bad about this card? For me, the bad points realistically is only the 3-star skills. Again, that doesn't have a huge amount of effect, depending on obviously how you play. If you are a very skillful player, I think you may struggle a little bit, but I think you could definitely work around that. If you've got players around him that can do skills, you could just literally skill the whole way, set him up for a shot and let him bang them in constantly. That is a way to use him, and I think it would be effective. But this card is definitely great at striving forward, doing the 1-2s, getting past the defence, and then just letting off his monstrous shot on the goal. So for me, that is really his only weakness. I think his pace is fantastic. Shooting is incredible. His shooting is really nice. Great at heading the ball as well. That's always nice, especially in a game that crossing is practically the OP thing in this game. Normally we have the through balls where attackers run onto it. We've had the halfway line shots. We've had free kicks and set pieces be the OP. I think this game is definitely crossing, and it's a really easy way to definitely get goals in. So to have this player up front, linking with someone else as well, you can even have someone taller and going for headers, as this card's already pretty fast as well. Dribbling, very nice, very composed on the ball, really good at basically finding that space and being able to really rip the defense apart, which is always nice. So for this card, he is definitely a 10 out of 10, and I would highly recommend this card. I think for me, Probably one of my favourite prime moment strikers. Obviously, you've got the higher rated, you've got your Eusebios, you got your Henrys, your Pelés, your R9s. Personally, I haven't used R9 yet, but I've seen so many clips that I just can't see him being that bad. And I think them sort of people are obviously, what, possibly 2 to 3 mil above this price. So for me, for the value for money, Lineker is definitely someone you want to be investing in and possibly grinding them SBCs to definitely get up to this level. So hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. And if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe. I love all the support, love you all. I'll see you for the next one. Peace.